morning, viewers, friends, brothers and sisters. My name remains Charles Amanze in this struggle. I am the representative of the Council of Eastern Kings in the movement of actualizing the very vision that have taken many lives of our brothers and sisters, many lives of our uncles, many lives of our fathers. The people that have died in the struggle for the restoration of Biafra is more than the people that died during the war. Because since after the war, people continually die for the sake of this Biafra. So that is why we have come up with our generation to ensure that we achieve a positive outcome. The separatist group have done their own, the agitating group have done their own, the awareness group have done their own. Now it's no longer time to agitate. It's no longer time to create awareness. The awareness has been created. The agitations has been made. And we will not allow the labors of our heroes who have agitated to go in vain. That is why we are working in this direction to prove to our people that the work is in stages. What can be done abroad is abroad. But now we are in the homeland doing the legitimate work. All of us will not come up at the same time. When my work is done, another person will pick up from where I stop and continue. So Nnamdi Kanu now is resting for the labor he has done. And he has told the government, he has opened a negotiation door with the government. Now, it's not a private business. It's not a personal thing. The Nigerian government runs a political system of democracy that allows due process. Do you understand? So we are now following the due process of law to ensure that the Biafra government restoration is the people's choice and not a separatist movement. So I bring to you the shered communique in the joint peaceful advocacy for a democratic Biafra. The Eastern Kings, the Council of Eastern Kings, held their first inaugural meeting and came up with this communique. And this communique is what I'm about reading out to the public. The reason we are doing this in this first stage, so that we can gather more report according to what the Constitution says. And this is only to the concerned. If you are not concerned, please stay aside. But if you are concerned, please, we need your help. We need you if you are concerned. So, this is a shared communique by the Council of Eastern Kings in the first inaugural meeting held on the 12th of December. And in this communique, it is made that this is the procedure that the Eastern Kings is going to follow to ensure that the Biafra government is given attention in the National Assembly. To ensure that the Biafra government is being given a plenary section in the National Assembly where we can discuss the development for peaceful resolution and exit of Biafra from Nigeria. It doesn't need to cause a war. It doesn't need to cause someone's death. It's normal expansion and independence. Okay, we'll proceed. This is a drafted guideline for adoption by the Council of Eastern Kings, civil society groups, youth organizations, and community leaders. After the inaugural meeting, this came up. Registered under the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020 as, we will not review that name now. We're on a struggle. We will be ready when we are ready. So we are educating you. We are creating an awareness and the education behind the process so that you can be informed of what we are about to do or what we are doing. But I want you to know that we are registered under the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020. The preamble of the communique. The purpose is to present a unified statement of the most pressing concerns facing the peoples of the Southeast and South-South regions and affirm a common non-violent path towards a restored Biafra government. That is the purpose. That is the goal of this organization. That is the goal for the first inaugural meeting. This is the purpose for that inaugural meeting, and that is the purpose for this operation. 2. Basis for this operation is Section 12, Section 9, and Section 39 to 40 of the 1999 Constitution, Article 19 to 21 of the ICCPR, Article 1 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. These are the basis for this political Biafra advocacy movement in Nigeria. 2. Common concerns. The theme is to identify the specific issues and impact on the communities. Number 1 identified issue is security. Persistent police and military operations that result in civilian casualties. Extrajudicial arrest of activists. Lack of community policing and local security structure. Erosion of trust. Displacement, loss of life, and a climate of fear that hampers development. This is the specific issue that we have outlined. Proceededly, economic marginalization, low allocation of federal resources despite substantial oil and agricultural output, high unemployment, especially among our youths, infrastructure deficits, roads, electricity, healthcare, perpetual poverty, fuels marginalization, and undermines the region's contribution to the national economy. Cultural preservation, threats to indigenous language, traditions, and sacred sites, under-representation of Eastern culture figures in national media and institutions. That is why we appreciate the work Justice Ozobi is doing online to inform our youth, to change the narrative of the media. So it is part of what was resolved, what was built in the communique, under-representation of Eastern cultural figures in national medias and institutions. So it's part of what we are pursuing. Lack of support for cultural festivals and heritage projects diminishes cultural identity, weakens social cohesions, and alienates younger generations from their youth. When you begin to uproot our youth, our younger generations, the militaries are interested in uprooting them. That means it's a mission to terminate our existence. It's no longer a government. So for these reasons, we put up this in the communique as a process of pursuit. Number 3, unified stance. Our unified stand is 1, peaceful constitutional approach. I repeat, our unified stand is peaceful constitutional approach. All signatories commit to pursuing self-determination through lawful mechanisms, which mechanisms include constitutional amendment, national dialogue, petitions, etc. Alright, number 2, unified stand is non-violent, non-violent of any kind. We don't want to associate this movement with violence of any kind in any form. We don't want it. And that is the major objective of our movement. Non-violent. Any advocacy will be conducted without incitement, threats, or act of violence. All our engagement will be carried out because we are advocating. We are not agitating. We are not agitating. We are advocating. And in advocacy, there are policy outlines for advocacy. You understand? So now we are advocating. And not just advocating, we are putting in practical. We are putting into practicality by making the voice has been heard, but the document have not been presented. I saw over the internet where Avid was presenting a huge document to one white man at the backyard. Giving the white man document at the backyard doesn't mean that the Biafra file has entered the Congress. And it is not the Congress of the US that will approve Biafra in Nigeria. It's not the Congress of Britain that will approve Biafra in Nigeria. It is the Congress of Nigeria that will approve Biafra in Nigeria. So the pressure we are giving out there, when we have given or put in this legitimate process, then we can now give the pressure. So let's proceed. I'm trying to educate you so you understand our stance. Inclusivity, number 3. The process will involve all stakeholders, traditional leaders, youth, women, civil society, and government representatives. This is our resolve. So if you think you're in the southeast or south-south, you cannot get up now to stand up for your people's demand and choice. I don't know what else you are doing in the red chambers. You go to the red chamber for our, you are representing us. So we'll tell you what you present. So if you are not representing us well, then you have to sit back. This time is no longer the time you rig elections the way you like. Number 4, transparency. All actions, statements, and financial matters will be publicly disclosed to maintain credibility. Okay? Number 4, joint advocacy actions. Now, joint advocacy actions. In our joint advocacy action, it is agreed that petition the National Assembly submit a formal petition that will require at least 1 million to 3 to 4 to 5 million signatures, as the case may be, calling for a special parliamentary section on Eastern development and a constitutional review under Section 9. As a first option, second option is referendum. We will not just take referendum to the National Assembly. There are options. Before Nnamdi Kanu said the referendum, he gave the Eastern governors options. If you don't want Biafra, then we need these things to be in this direction. Then we kill the issue of Biafra. But if things are not in that direction, we will not drop Biafra. And now the governors are aligned to the document away, and it was nowhere to be found. Now, it is not the duty of the governors. It's not their duty. The governors cannot take our plea to the Congress or Assembly, as we may call it here. but rather the governors can support us financially to follow the legal political process. In fact, now that it is a political process, it is a duty for every governor in the south and southeast to contribute, because it is now a political movement that concerns the region. And they need funds. If we need funds, we'll go to them. That is why they are there. But we have not come to that direction yet. We are there to move forward. So when that is done, the preliminary section, two things will be discussed: the regional development, the constitutional review. If the regional development, the eastern development, what we present is have no go area, or we cannot, the state cannot handle it. The second option is the referendum to leave. Now we have given the state two options to battle with in the Congress, and then it's a long journey. It's a long journey, but this journey is just a 24 months journey. It's not long as you think. It's a 24 months intensive work, not relaxing work. Intensive working on ground, on air, in the medias, and in the government, back to back, shoulder to shoulder, to see that this 24 months window, we utilize it appropriately and achieve our goal. 2 years is the target we have to free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and go home with Biafra. 2 years, 24 months. That's my target. Now, how? Even if we put appeal for the judgment of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to be set aside, have we resolved the problem? If the appeal court set aside the judgment of his imprisonment, what next? If they free him, is that the Biafra? Have they given him to him? No. So we are talking about the reason, what he's agitating for. We will have to file the document in and then stand on that political ground to demand his release. We can't just demand his release like that, because this is a legal process. The president now don't have power unless on pardon, and the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is not someone that needs pardon. It's not a pardonable thing. He committed nothing. We know that politically, even if you are the president, this is what you will do, because at this time the issue of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a trap on the truth. So what will you do? There is no document before you to look into. It's just a verbal statement. What do you do? Well, since we are not ready, you say Biafra or nothing. We don't have any document about your Biafra. What will I do? Do I stand on the air? I just approve Biafra like that? There should be a legitimate process through the Congress, through the assembly of the people. That is why it is called the people's government. There at the very floor, then these procedures we are outlining will be made available and be discussed. It becomes a plenary discussion. A section will be given and adjournment will go on until finally we come to a conclusion. When the plenary is over, announcements will be made. You see, there are processes of doing this. So we have 2 years window for this document to be completely filed in the National Assembly. That means President Tinubu will finish his tenure. Then in his second tenure, if he is going for second tenure, I have not heard him. He have not told me he's going for second tenure. But if he wants to, or if Nigerians feel that President Tinubu should come back second tenure, that becomes where the more fight is, because the plenary session will continue. The next senatorial people that is coming in will become people that will face the war to approve that, or Biafra go. So this first tenure of Mr. Tinubu, let us file in our file. The president has been so lenient with the Easterners, and I know he will also be lenient to receive our document. He has been friendly with the Easterns. He has been friendly with us. President Tinubu has been friendly with us. Even though I don't like his government, but he has been friendly. He's a friendly foe, you know. He's a friend of the East. Benjamin is his friend, and he's advocating for him. So in as much as he's a friend to one Abia, he's a friend to all Abians. That is what I believe. So in that, if he have told the Abians to give him their vote and Nigerians feel that President Tinubu should return the second tenure, then in that second tenure is where we will now solve the problem of Biafra. Not today, not tomorrow. So this first tenure we have to finish. So let us use this first tenure to file in legitimately, politically, in the advocacy process, this document into National Assembly. If we can achieve that in these 2 years, that's what I want to achieve in this 24 months window. If I achieve it, then Biafra is before the nation. Right now, the Kanu have put Biafra in the national activity, but no document. It's just verbal. So the only way we can make him proud is by filing those documents, as he is the collateral damage to Biafra. Look at a handsome man like that, a fair, promising, featured young man that his blood is still hot. It is whom the federal government of Nigeria look at to imprison. He does not run a terrorist organization. Even though his approach might not be liked by many or by you, but that doesn't mean you should condemn such a fruitful. Oh, when I looked at him, I don't even like him for his speech or what. What I love is his look. He's a very handsome young man. Fair sons of our land. That alone is my likeness for him. Then adding his prowess and all that, he's a champion. Such a person. Very promising, full of knowledge and wisdom. He's what the government is saying. He should be in prison and that knowledge should be wasted. I don't want to be identified with such a government. It's a reckless and useless government. That's why I stand up for this. Minus that, I don't think I'm ready. And then when I begin to throw up and the gods will say, get up, go and do it. Get up and get it done. Nobody will do it. If you'll be complaining here, nobody will do it. So get up and go and save your brother. I have to get up. So let us come together as the Eastern Kings are responding to this injustice gradually. Because of this, before, Eastern Kings are not paying attention. But now, because of the judgment of Mazen and Kanu, everybody is paying attention. Everybody wants to join the coalition. We have done a very great work on the ground since the proceedings of the young man is going on. We are on the ground doing our work. If you have been following our pages, we follow the court page to page, back to back, shoulder to shoulder, giving judgment even before judgment will be given. Because we know the law, we understand the law, we know the procedure. So now, let us make Mazen Nnamdi Kanu proud by these 2 years. If he can spend 9 years in the dungeon of the DSS before being transferred to prison, 2 years in prison won't be a problem. Believe me, he will not stay there more than 2 years. He will come out. And he's coming with Biafra. He's coming with the announced Biafra. Say that I said so. Okay, let me not overstretch the discussion. Let me continue in presenting the communique. Now, launch a nationwide media campaign. Use radio, video, and social media access to explain the legal pathways and counter misinformation. You see, we are presenting our pathway. That's why we are presenting it officially. So people will know, that people will not be deceived for doing what we did not ask them to do. So these things will stand as a witness for record purposes and for reference purposes as well. Establish a monitoring unit, track security incidents, economic data, and cultural heritage projects, report findings to African Union and United Nations Human Rights Council. Now, this is it. Finally, organize a national dialogue, request an AU facilitation for an inclusive forum to negotiate the future state of the Eastern region. 5. Signatories, traditional rulers, youth leaders, civil society, organizations, and concerned citizens are invited to endorse this communique. That is why I'm making this communique, making this communique available to the public for everybody to join us, for people to see what we are doing and sign this communique. we invite all the public. We need your opinion. That is why we are reading out this communique to you. We need your opinion. We want you to suggest. We want to suggest something. Okay. Signatories traditionally okay. Public support. Citizens are urged to sign the petition, share the campaign materials, and attend peaceful rallies. This rallies is like a town hall meeting from our discussion. It's not just rallies on the street, it's like a town hall discussion where we elaborate reasons and concerns, problems, what we're asking government to do, the evidences of what we have, the policies that we have made available will all be discussed in these rallies, or in other words, town meetings, or in other words, engagement campaigns. You understand? Where we will discuss this matter. It's like a kind of lecture. It's like a kind of discussion. It's not a rally where you make noise. It's a discussion where we discuss, reason, go and look at the impact of what we are doing and what we are requesting and the evidences on ground. So now, we ask government, we respectfully, in the community, we now told the government. The government, we respectfully request the federal government to receive the petition, protect the right to peaceful assembly, and engage in good faith dialogue. We are now asking the government in the communique, that's why we close, to look at what we are doing as political, acceptable by law and by the system of the government. Because without a parliamentary section and in a democratic environment or in a political environment, these are the procedures to follow up any program. And here we are. Then, in the signatories and in the place of the signatories, the organization so far that we have met for signatories and a representative, myself as a representative of the Council of the Eastern Kings, the chairperson of the Council of Eastern Kings, the Eastern Youth Forum coordinator, the Human Rights Nigeria executive director, and other additional signatories as attached. So this communique has been made available since on the 12th of December, and it is an outline which is intended to be as a living document. Any revision may be made by a consensus of these signatories so far that are endorsing this document. Now, before the final endorsement of this document, you have heard what I read out from this communique. And if you have any additional information or you have additional words to be added to this communique, or you have a concern with this communique, please do well to reach me, not the council. Reach me at my email, amanze70@gmail.com. Reach me directly with your concern, and I assure you, I will see that they are being looked into, how relevant it is and how supporting it will be to our movement. I am not Nnamdi Kanu. I am Charles Amanze. My ways are different. I am a legitimate person and I am a no-nonsense man. I don't take rubbish from anybody, whomsoever. So let us come together, work together, implement this process. Justice Ozobi, as I earlier said, you can see that in this communique there is a position where you play a role. It is not because you are the best, it's because you are the available. We use the available. So we don't want to go outside those who don't understand what we are doing. Since the gods have touched you to come up, then may so be it. May the strength of the gods sustain you in what you are doing, and may the gods who have pushed us this far also push us to the victory of this mission. May we please accept to be patient while we democratically follow up our leader brother release. You see, I am not a member of IPOB, but I'm a Biafra. I am not a member of MASOB, but my father was. I'm a Biafra. If the name Biafra is removed, I'm an Eastern. I'm from the East. So there is no how you will call me Hausa man. There is no how you will call me Yoruba man. It's impossible. You can't call me the Northern. You can't call me a Western man. You must call me, if you see me, you say I'm from the South, I'm from the East. That is truth. So let us tell ourselves the truth. Let us unite. South, South, and Southeast. This is the call from the gods of the land we claim to stand on and protect. And we will do it without any fear or favor. You know, Nnamdi Kanu used to say that we are fanatical about Biafra. Now, it's not just being fanatical. It's not just being fashionable about Biafra. We are committed to our duty when it comes to do with Biafra. Now I have come for that democratic system, to put in my knowledge, to put in my wisdom, to put in my strength and my ability. So far, with this movement, I think we are heading somewhere. I wish you well, brothers and sisters. I feel it will be a pleasure to see you rejoice with us one day, sometime, as we proceed gradually. May the spirit of our Father and the spirit of the land be with our brothers who have been unjustly detained, and may the harsh realities befall upon those who have been partakers of plotting this evil against them. We sustain them in prayers, we sustain them with our work. When they hear the news of what we are doing on ground, they will patiently enjoy their stay in the prison because they know there is hope out there. But when we stay quiet, their work looks to be dead, as if they have worked in vain. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not work in vain. Simon Ekpa did not work in vain. Ojukwu did not work in vain. Uwazuka did not work in vain. All of you who have put in one thing or the other, who have received one stress or the other, we know you did not work in vain. Now is the time to take it democratically and politically to the system that we are born with. This is our Nigeria, and we have to work with the system of our Nigeria to create our Biafra. I wish you well, and I love you. And I say, may Jesus Christ, you believe, be with you. And may Amadioha, I believe, be with you. May the gods of our land lead us in this cause. And may the kings champion our victory. In the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Thank you.